Hi friends, welcome back to my channel. Today I'm going to be answering all of my Instagram followers' assumptions about me. So I did the whole shebang. I went on my Instagram story, put like the suggestion box there, and then asked for my followers to assume things about me or the horses, both like riding wise and personal life. And then some of you guys also put in some super kind things about me and the boys. So I appreciate that, like a lot. Hey, it's Editing Jess. So I realized that I never actually explained why you can't see the usernames of some of the respondents, and that's because they specified they wanted to stay anonymous through putting this mind blown emoji in their response. So the first assumption about me is that I'm short, so I can't mount from the ground. The first thing in the statement is that I'm short. I'd say I'm like 5'5", 5'6", so I think I'm like middle range, unless all of y'all are like super duper tall and I just have been assuming I've been normal height this whole time and I'm actually secretly short. And no, actually, I can mount from the ground both on 11 and also Lotus, who's at least 17 hands. So how I actually learned this was a fluke. I was out on the track galloping 11, this was like summer 2019, and then I just wanted to test like how hard the ground was first before I like actually did work with him. So I got off, checked the ground, it was too hard, so good thing that I checked it, but then I realized there was nothing near me to get back on him, and I didn't want to like walk all the way back to the barn because that's like a good 10-minute trek from like that direction. So what I did was I just like had to figure out how to get on, so I taught myself how to ground mount from that situation. Second assumption, and that's from Anjali, who y'all should know by now if you're an OG because she's in literally half of my videos, but she said that Lotus's spirit animal is a giraffe, and that's like so true. The next assumption is that I'm hardworking, and that's something that I want to say yes to. I like to keep busy, and I feel like if I'm not busy, then I feel super unproductive. This next assumption is that I have been riding since I was very young. I want to say like, yeah, it's pretty true. Obviously, I didn't grow up like with a family that rode, so I didn't get into it from the womb. But I started when I was 7 years old, so that was in 2012. Now this next assumption is so juicy, and it is that my parents or my family is super duper rich, and this actually got asked like a billion times. This was the most assumed thing, and I actually was like kind of expecting this when I put it on my story, just because, you know, in the horse industry, let's face it, money does play such a huge factor. Definitely not like super wealthy. I will admit that I am privileged in the terms that I have, you know, 2 amazing horses, I ride at my barn, and then I'm able to show on the A circuit. I'm not saying like, oh, I'm not rich, like, you know, those people who are like, I'm not rich, but I'm comfy. Like, I'm being honest with y'all. What you see is what you get, kind of. We're first generation immigrants. My parents had to build everything from scratch, and they have worked their butts off to get, you know, us to a point where we are now. And they have made so many sacrifices, like way beyond, you know, what the average parent would do, but just like so above and beyond, and I'm so grateful for that. Also, if you look at my like riding story, I definitely wasn't where I am at now like 3 years ago. That was not me. So I actually only started showing on the A's 2 years ago, back in 2019. That's when I actually leased a horse for the very first time. Before that, I had been doing lessons just at lesson barns like once a week for the longest time. That leads me to my next assumption, which is that my parents pay for it all, which is very false. And while my parents do pay for a lot of my horse expenses, just because it's not feasible for me to, you know, pay it all, any and literally all money that I make goes straight to the horses, like deposit it in my account, and then gets funneled straight up to pay for board. And that would be money from my part-time job working in retail. And also, I mean, this isn't like a lot, but every penny counts. I just recently started doing night check at my barn too, so yay. And then prior to these 2 jobs, I was also a piano teacher taught little kids piano as a side hustle. So yeah. So my next assumption is that I am smart. If we're talking about school smarts, then I'm gonna have to honestly say, like, yes, just because I tend to pick up on things pretty easily and I apply them overall pretty well. It sounds so cheesy, but bear with me. Everyone is smart in their own way, and I actually believe that, because if you ask me right now to go and like survive in the woods, I wouldn't. I don't have like survival smarts, you know what I mean? So just like different things I'm smart at, different things I'm not. Sorry, that was like the lamest answer ever. Next one is that this season I will be showing the 120s. True. Well, like obviously with show season things can go according to plan or not, but I want to be showing at least the 120s this upcoming season with 11. And then Lotus, probably just some Ek things and Hunter things. This one, y'all, I swear, like you guys are telepathic or something, because so many of these responses are like the same. So this one is that I prefer the jumper ring to the hunter ring, and yes, y'all know me way too well. The next one is that I will move barns soon. No, I don't think so in the foreseeable future. I love where I am at right now. I think my coach is amazing. My barn fam is also amazing. So I don't really see a point in moving. Next one, you never get nervous. Very false. I like psych myself out so much before I show, especially if it's like a big class. I think it makes me more competitive that way. Okay, this one is that I splurge on things that are completely unnecessary. Believe it or not, this assumption is actually false. I have been a penny pincher since like I was a little kid. Like I remember, you know, my parents would take me to the store and they would actually try to buy things for me, and I would like say no. So I think that's kind of just grown up with me. I will say though, I spoil the ponies, but they're never like unnecessary things. They're always like things they need. Okay, this next one is that I'm super nice around the barn, but there are some people that hate me for no reason. I mean, first part is true. I like to be nice, you know, I like to make friends, I like to be friendly. If you're at the barn, I'm obviously gonna be nice to you. But the second part, like, I really hope it's not true. I mean, I wouldn't know if he hated me for no reason. So I'm just gonna assume this is false because we're a pretty close-knit community. Let me know though, barn fam, if I'm wrong. Oh, and then she said either that or you're liked by everyone. Another assumption is that I'm really confident. I want to say yes, like in terms of people, I'm never really shy when I'm meeting new people. And I'm also like confident in terms of doing new things and riding. Like I don't really chicken out too easy if I'm doing big fences or complicated courses or risky jump off plans. I'm normally pretty confident that I'll be able to execute them. With that being said though, obviously everyone goes through like confidence fluctuations. So there's gonna be days where I'm like way on top here, like walking on, what's that word? Walking on the moon, is that it? I don't know. And then there's some days where I'm like a little bit less confident about certain things, but generally I'd say I'm a really confident person. This next one is that I want to show ponies. Correct. I mean, I guess I already said it, but ponies are just so cute and so fun. And I literally don't care if I am on a pony that like tries to kill me when I'm trying to show it. I just want to show a pony. End of story. This next assumption is one that I really wished could come true, and that's you'll get a new horse soon. No, I don't foresee myself selling the horses like soon, and I'm never gonna have like more than 2. But in the future, I do really want to get a project pony, but that's not something I want to rush, so it's not like a soon type of thing. Next one, you're an extrovert. True. If you see me at a show and you want to be friends, come say hi. If me being rich was the most assumed thing, then the second most assumed thing was that I like 11 over Lotus. I don't know, for me, 11 is my heart horse. He entered my life like almost a full year before Lotus did, and I just feel like he and I get each other, and that there's like a, I don't know, so corny once again, but like a deeper bond there. So I'd say I'm more connected with 11. There we go. I love that you guys are into my dating life. This next assumption is that I'd rather date a non-equestrian, and that's like not true. Just because I honestly don't have a preference. I just don't. Like, horse boys can be cute, they can be fun. Like, I don't think, you know, that I would get super competitive against my boyfriend, so no. Wow, Emily, nice one. Then I wait until the last minute. I'd say, like, yes, I have been working on it though. Like, I am a procrastinator by nature, kind of rhymed. That's just kind of how I get my work done. Like, I have this freakish ability to be able to cram things into like the very last minute and still somehow pull it off. It's like a special talent, but honestly it's so stressful, it's not like worth it. This next assumption is that I've only ever ridden English. True. My favorite color is a bay. False. Actually, for the longest time ever, my favorite color was a gray, and honestly I don't know if I would want to have to, you know, bathe them every single day when I'm showing, because obviously they're gonna get filthy. But my favorite color is a palomino. I just think they're so pretty. Like, who wouldn't want a Barbie horse, right? This next assumption is like so relatable, and it's that I'm always tired. I wouldn't say that I'm like tired every single second of every single day. Like, I'm not tired right now. You know, I pack my schedule, so there are definitely certain points during my day where I'm like super tired, but honestly it's so worth it because it's the only way that I get to do everything that I do, and I'm really happy doing the things that I do. So the next one is that I have a good school life riding balance. I will say that I've had to make a lot of sacrifices. Oh my gosh, another video idea. Guys, if you want me to show you like different tricks and things that I do to balance everything in my life so y'all can use it, let me know in the comments. Like last time when I asked that, I noticed, and I have something on those like riding informational videos coming soon too. Don't worry. I care a lot about school, and I also care a lot about going far in my riding. So in order to do both of those, then I kind of have to balance them, you know? This one is that I will never sell 11, or that I'll keep both boys. So first one is true. 11, I really just don't see myself selling him. Like, I believe he is a 1 in a million horse. My goal is just to keep showing him as long as he'll let me, you know, moving up the levels. And then when he tells me that he's ready, I'll lower him down. I could maybe see about leasing him out to someone that I trust for a couple years. Just when he's ready to retire, I'll give him the retirement that he deserves. And then Lotus, we actually bought him as like a horse that I would sell once I head off from high school, just because he's an eq horse and obviously I'll be aged out by then. This next assumption is that Lotus is goofy while 11 is more serious and in it to win it. And yes, girl, you got that perfectly. Lotus definitely is such a kid. Like, he's such a clown, which is what I love about him. Like, he just keeps things always like funky and fresh. And then 11, he definitely, like when you're riding him, he's like more like, I got this, like chill dude. I am amazing, I know what I'm doing. Like, that's kind of his vibe. This one, my horses are BFFs. I wish. This is not true, unfortunately, just because 11 gets so jealous. Like, their stalls are kind of like across from each other, so every time that I bring Lotus out, then he just gets so angry. His ears are pinned back all the way. He just makes it very well known that they are not friends. Obviously, my camera decided not to film my conclusion, so thank you guys so much for watching. I really hope you enjoyed learning all about the assumptions people make about me, and I'll see you next time.